Hey guys, welcome to my crafting vlog series where I tackle old, neglected, unfinished crafting projects. This is vlog number 6 and please excuse the mess. Now before I begin with the crafting, hi, Future Tomatoda here. There's been a change of plans. This video is going to have no crafting in it. As I am editing, I realized that the Acrylics review kind of hijacked this whole video. And then I had like a little extra thing I wanted to show you guys at the end. So for my sanity's sake, since I'm not a big fan of editing, I'm going to split this vlog up into 2 parts. This part of the vlog has no crafting, it's just straight up reviews of stuff. And then my next vlog is going to be the crafting portion. I'm very sorry, but enjoy. I wanted to go over my recent Acrylics order because I have updates from the last time, which was vlog number 3 or 4. But just to give you guys a recap, in that vlog, I reviewed Acrylics, and that was sponsored because they sent me those acrylic charms for free to show you guys, right? I gave them a positive review because I really did like the acrylic charms, and at that time, I also received my order of Vogue Race, and I compared the two, and Acrylics was a lot better in color and price. However, that was just an initial review, and it was a sponsored video, so I wanted to test things out kind of undercover to see how they really are if it wasn't a sponsored video, and how the charms would turn out if it wasn't a sponsored video, if that makes sense. Unfortunately, I guess my cover was blown because my email was connected to my Instagram account, and I don't know, they connected it, and then they messaged me on Instagram saying, hey, is this your order? And I was like, yeah, that's my order. So the undercover thing didn't work out. But if any of you guys have used Acrylics without being sponsored, can you guys let me know how your experience was and the results of your charms too? Just for data collecting purposes, I guess, because so far I do really like Acrylics' acrylic charms way more than Vogue Race, so I would like to stick with them, but I don't know if in the future I might be betrayed by them, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of this is making sense. Either way, I received my newest batch from Acrylics, and I wanted to show you guys the results. Actually, looking at my notes, I'm not gonna show you the results yet. I'm gonna tell you guys the timeline of the order, because in my last video somebody asked what the timeline was. Since the website doesn't tell you guys that information, it does not have oh, it takes this long for production, this long for shipping, blah blah. And I'm going to just chalk it up to the fact that maybe it is a somewhat new website. When I also remember Vogue Race in the beginning, they also had a lot of important information missing, and they added it on and improved their website as time went on. So I'm also going to think that Acrylics is going through that same journey. Okay, so the first order that I made with Acrylics is the sponsored order, right? So keep in mind, I got these acrylic charms for free. They did not pay me, but they gave me 50 acrylic charms to review. Once I sent them the images that I wanted to make into charms, my order was confirmed, and the cut lines took about 1 to 2 hours to be made, and they sent me the preview of the cut lines. Production took 10 days, and when they finished, they showed me a video of my charms. After that, the package took 10 days to arrive at my house. It arrived, I think Thanksgiving week. Now for order number 2. This is the non-sponsored video where I paid for it myself, and I was trying to do an undercover thing. Once my order was confirmed, it took about 1 to 2 hours for my cut lines to be received, just like the first order. However, with these cut lines, I needed some adjustments made, and the response time for that was really quick. So overall, I want to say it took under 2 hours to get the correct cut lines. Production took 16 days, which is longer than the first order, so I was getting a little bit antsy, and then I reached out to them saying, hey, is there any progress on my order? And then that's when they sent me videos of my completed charms. So I don't know if they completed it before and then they just forgot forgot to let me know. But if you think it is taking a long time, it won't hurt to reach out to them and ask them what's going on. Because with Vogue Race in the past, I think they actually just forgot about me because I wasn't getting any updates for a really long time until I reached out and then I got an update. Just like before, they sent me videos of all of my completed charms. The package was shipped 3 days later, and then 5 days later, it arrived at my house. This date was December 24th. Now, I want to add that it might have arrived earlier. I just thought because it was December, close to Christmas, it might take a lot longer. So I didn't even check the tracking at all this time. But when I went to the mailroom, it was there. And I was like, oh, that's actually really quick. And extra information, they use DHL to ship it. Now, the one thing that I am kind of worried about is consistency, because Vogue Race is not very consistent with their whole process. Sometimes I get things really quick, sometimes it takes forever. And although my experience with Alex Acrylics has been, the dates are a lot closer, let's say that. But I really don't know how consistent it's gonna be. Hopefully just sharing with you this information might give you an idea. Moving on. The size of the charms that I ordered were 3.5 inches. Because this was my idea. It's a bouquet that holds your hair ties. Oh, also, I did not remove the film on the back of the acrylics at all. So I know a lot of people who have long hair, we tend to just put a hair tie on our wrist or we throw one in our bag. But I thought this would just be like a really cute way to carry an emergency hair tie. For those times where you do forget to have a hair tie on you, if you have this keychain, you know, problem solved. They don't look that good with scrunchies though. Scrunchies kind of overpowers the bouquet. So that was kind of a bummer, but you know, I think they still look really cute with regular hair ties. And for me, I kind of don't like it when I have a hair tie on my wrist and I wash my hands and the hair tie gets wet and it's just kind of like sensory issues, I guess. So for those situations, I can just put it on this keychain and let it dry that way. These are going to be my personal sets that I'm going to keep myself. Now, I want to explain the quality with you guys. The colors were beautiful. Majority of the flaws that the charms did have were small specks of dust. And I'm a little bit of a anal Annie when it comes to that, but I do also know that normally people won't even see that. So I also asked my husband for a second opinion on how bad he thinks the like small dusts are, and majority of them he couldn't even see it. So that I'm just going to pass the quality check. For the bunny charm, I ordered 15, but they sent me 16 charms, and there were 2 B grades. I do appreciate that they sent like an extra charm. Vogue Race does that sometimes too, and I think it's probably because like, hey, we might have fucked up 1 or 2, so here's a backup one just to appease you. That's my thinking. Isn't this hair tie so cute on this bouquet? So for the teddy bear one, I ordered 15 and I received 16, and there were 2 B grades. For the pink and yellow flowers, I ordered 10 charms and they sent me 11, and out of that, 4 of them were B grades. The purple and blue charms, I ordered 10 of these. They sent me 11 and 3 of them were B grades. For the yellow flower charms, I ordered 10. They sent me 11 and only 2 of them were B grades. Do what you will with that information, but personally, just from my experience, I think this is a good outcome and I am actually really satisfied with this. So I really do hope that Alex Acrylics doesn't change and they keep their quality and their communications as well as they are doing right now. I do hope that they do keep their free shipping offers, because that is huge. Like, shipping is expensive. It just seems too good to be true. So we'll just wait and see what happens with this company in the future. For now, I do recommend them. another thing that I want to show you guys are my new mouse pads. I did order these on Vograce. Vograce does pretty well with mouse pads. They're also not perfect, but I want to say Vograce's mouse pads, the fabric tote bags, and their lanyards are okay. If you want to start somewhere, I guess, they're pretty decent. About a year and a half ago, I was in Korea, and then I was browsing through Korea Daiso, which if you don't know, they sell different things than Japanese Daiso, but it is the same company. But Korea Daiso had these mouse pads with Excel shortcuts. That inspired me to actually design my own Excel mouse pads, but cuter, because those weren't cute. They were just like green with words on them. It's functional, but as someone who likes cute and functional things, I wanted to make cute and functional Excel mouse pads. So I did start working on these about a year ago, and I didn't want to just copy and paste what the Daiso one had. So I had friends and my husband help me decide what shortcuts would be most helpful. After I finished completing the design for one of the mouse pads, I lost motivation for the other two. There's 3 designs in total, but I lost motivation and I put that project on pause until, like I said in my last video, the recent election happened and I was like, okay, I need to order these now. So I finished all the designs and I had the first batch order, which I didn't know how it was going to turn out. So I ordered only 10 of each design, and there are some tweakings that needed to be done. So I tweaked it and then I reordered it and I got that batch, and they turned out really well in my opinion. Now, when I compare my first batch and my new batch, there are color differences, which I'm not sure why. So this is the first batch and this is the second batch. And as you can see that the second batch is bigger than the first batch, it's because I didn't want to take the chance of the font not being legible. So the small one, you can see the font pretty well on this, but I just wanted to be seen better, so I went with a little bit larger one. But as you can see, there is a color difference, which I'm not sure why, because the only thing I changed was the actual like font color. I made it just darker, but for some reason, the background colors are also different. This one has more of a yellow hue to it. Either way, I still like this one, okay? I'm glad I went with the bigger size. So I did ask you guys your opinions on Instagram, which design you liked better. And this one was the least liked design. So here's the first batch. On screen, the white font looked really good, but in person, it's really hard to read. So this was a fucking fail. And then the second batch, I changed all the font to green. And oh my gosh, I really like the way it turned out. I'm so happy that I went with this. And there is a color difference, but that's because if you see this is darker than here, I made this one darker than here. I changed that on purpose. And then these mouse pads were the most popular design. So here's the first batch. It's actually okay. And then here's the second design where I made the font darker, but it's a little bit too deep reddish purple than I would like. I wish it was more pinker. However, I don't want to order more until I sell out of these. Also, there is a slight color differences in these. I don't know if it's like color theory because the font is darker, it just makes this look lighter, but this looks a little bit like slightly more darker. Anyways, I'm really happy to finally finish it and to like see it in my hands. I am really proud of those mouse pads. I don't know why. Okay, I just am. My first convention of this year is UchiCon in Chicago, January 25th. So I will have those available at that convention if you guys wanna come see. Okay, that is it for this video. I hope that the review was helpful for you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye!